Hello, and welcome to I Weigh Glossary series.
Today we're talking about sexual relationships.
What is anal sex?
So anal sex is any sexual activity that surrounds or penetrates the anus.
So that could be a penis, dildo.
Penis, dildo, sex toy, tongue, fingers,
Fire
you
extinguisher.
name it.
I've seen the internet.
Yeah.
What is androphobia?
Androphobia is the fear of men or maleness.
In a sexual capacity?
It can be in general. It can be as simple as conversation with men. It could be seeing men, being in small spaces with men, dating men, or people who exude a lot of maleness or masculine energy.
What are blue balls?
So I love when I hear this one because a lot of people think that it's like a medical term. Blue balls is just a way that we describe like not getting to finish or orgasm during a sexual experience. But fun fact, you're totally fine. Blue balls is not like an actual diagnosable condition.
Is it painful?
It's just uncomfortable. We don't like it.
How do you define casual sex?
So every relationship gets to define like what's casual for them. Like maybe it's casual because I kept my socks on. But casual sex kind of implies that there isn't commitment necessary for us to be sexual with each other.
What is the clitoris?
Question of the day. So the clitoris is the only structure on the human body that is designed purely for pleasure. It's found in people with vulvas, and it's right above their urethra. So the spot where folks pee out of, if you have a vulva, it might look like an elongated hook. It might look like a button, but it has 8,000 nerve endings, all dedicated to pleasure.
What is cunnilingus?
It's also known as eating out, eating pussy, going down. Cunnilingus is oral sex of the vulva.
What is cybersex?
Cybersex is any sex that happens on a digital forum. So by video, it could be exchanging photos, it could be sexting. Cybersex includes all of that.
What is female ejaculation?
So female ejaculation is the release of fluids through the urethra during orgasm for people with vulvas.
Is it piss?
It is not pee, although there is some new research that is suggesting that although the bladder does fill or can fill to release the fluids, that it's actually being produced by the Skene's glands, which are two glands on each side of the urethra for people who have vulvas.
I've always wondered that. What is fisting?
So depending on who you ask about how many fingers it actually requires, some people say the whole fist, some people say at least two or more, but it's the penetration of any hole, whether that's the mouth, the anus, the vagina, during sexual contact.
Lovely. What is frottage?
Frottage is also known as dry humping, so it's friction during sex or just for flirtatious play.
That's such a nice way of saying it, isn't it? What is the G-spot?
The G-spot is an area on the front wall, so towards your belly button for people with vulvas, on the inside of the vagina. For some folks, it's incredibly sensitive and can create a lot of pleasure. Some folks can orgasm or squirt from stimulation of the G-spot. Other folks, it might be a little too sensitive for them, but it's about 2 to 3 inches in on that front wall.
Some people find it harder to find than the Loch Ness Monster. What is intimate partner violence?
There's a lot of ways that folks describe intimate partner violence, domestic violence, domestic abuse, but it really is a pattern of behavior within a relationship in which one person is exerting power over one of another, which can be on the level of emotional abuse, could be physical, financial abuse, things that make one partner feel unsafe or harmed.
What is internalized homophobia?
If we broadly define homophobia as a fear, resistance, or rejection to homosexual folks, then internalized homophobia is anyone who might identify as gay or homosexual, really feeling those ways towards themselves and towards the community.
What is the point of no return?
So it is actually exactly what it sounds like. As your pleasure builds and you're approaching orgasm, it's the point at which even if you were to try and walk it back, slow things down, de-escalate.
Think about grandparents.
Right, baseball, right, that nothing is going to get you past or get you away from finishing.
What is sadomasochism?
So sadomasochism is a power dynamic in the BDSM and or kink scene. A lot of folks really center it on the exchange of pain, but it's actually really about intensity. So sadists really like to play with the intensity of a physical or sexual experience, and masochists are folks who want to be on the receiving end of that.
Mm-hmm. It's also the only sexual community that has a complete foundation of consent.
Well, you have to in the BDSM world. You really do have to negotiate all of these experiences, because I can't assume, one, that you're into the same things that I'm into, and two, that just because we have both agreed to do it, that we know how to do it for each other in ways that feel safe, that feel pleasurable, that feel, enjoyable, that are possible.
It's just a shame that the BDSM community is one that is seen as it's one that's feared and kind of sometimes looked down upon generally when it comes to sex, whereas they probably have the safest and healthiest approach to sex of any of us.
And anyone can get anything wrong, but certainly the foundation around consent and conversation and revisiting conversations are things that anyone really should have in their sexual relationships. And truth be told, if we were to actually ask folks what they're up to, a lot of the things that seem really kinky when you say it just on itself or by itself, that could be just someone's Thursday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. What is the vulva?
So some folks often call women or females' genitalia the vagina. The vagina is one part of the vulva. The vulva is a larger anatomical structure for folks who are often assigned female at birth, and it includes the entire genital structure. So the vagina, the Bartholin's glands, the urethra, the clitoris, the inner labia, the outer labia. So it's the whole thing.
Cool. You fucking smashed that up.